Well, summer is the time when families pile into the car and hit the open road, but there's a few things you need to do before packing your bags. Brad Berklin with Walker Tire and Auto Service is joining us today with some tips. Thank you for joining us today, Brad.
Jenny, thanks for having us. Great to be here.
I was just put to work, right, doing some woodworking. Now, I asked you if you're going to put me to work on a car. Please tell me no.
No, I will not. I will not.
Okay, great. Now, what do people need to keep in mind when they're getting ready, to take that big trip for the summer? What are some things we need to think about?
Today I thought we'd talk about tires, one of my favorite subjects. And one of the things that we need to do before we head out on the road is check the tires. And I use an acronym for that. It's ACT.
Okay.
And the A stands for air, checking the air, looking at the manufacturer's recommendations for the amount of air pressure for the vehicle, etc. And I recommend going kind of to the high side of the recommendations if you're going out on a long trip. It'll make the tires run a little bit cooler, give you a little bit better mileage. The second part is a C, which is condition. And when I'm talking about condition of the tires, I'm talking not only overall, but for cracking, checking them for irregular wear, maybe for some edge wear, which might point to some other problem, age of the tires, etc. And then the last part is T, which is tread. And everybody has, I think, heard the rule about using the Lincoln penny to stick down in the tread to see when the tires are worn out. But there's at 2:30 seconds, tires are considered to be worn out. But long before that, they start losing their traction. So depending on where you're traveling, what type of weather you might hit, etc., you may want to look at replacing tires sooner. Any of our stores, you can stop by at any time. They'll be glad to check the tires and just give you, a rundown and say, hey, the tires are great to go, or not.
Great. And when you come in for your oil changes and that kind of thing and checking your tire pressure at that time, is that usually a good time to check? Do you need to do it more often than that, especially when you're traveling a lot?
If you're traveling for the summer and you are in between oil changes, I would certainly suggest checking the tires. But obviously, if you're getting oil changes and that stuff done, it definitely needs to be checked at that point.
Okay. Now tell us about tires in general. Now, is there a difference between brands or styles, or is everything about the same?
Not at all. There's lots of differences in tires anymore. The vehicles have changed so much. There's so many different styles of vehicles. You've got sports vehicles, you've got SUVs, you've got pickups, that type of thing, and the tires are just as varied. We have lots of differences in compounding in the rubber to give you traction in different types of conditions. There's different performance enhancements that they put with the tires, different speed ratings, different tread designs, which are designed to give you traction in different types of weather, maybe dry pavement, etc. And that's one of the big things with a company like ours, is that we select tires that are designed for this climate. There's, the bigger companies, they have stores spread out all over the whole nation, so they buy tires based on where most of their stores are. So if they happen to be in the south, they're going to have a tire that might be great for dry pavement and out on the highway, but might not be very good at all for the winter traction, etc. And we virtually hand select all the tires that we sell to perform well in this part of the country.
Wow,
so
that's
makes
great.
A big difference.
That's a huge perk.
Yeah.
Great to know. Now tell us about the difference in where we buy tires. Is there a big difference in that?
We think so. I can't really speak to everybody that's out there, but I can certainly tell you for Walker Tire what some of the differences are. We try to have a well-trained staff that can kind of decipher all the differences in the tires, the types of vehicles, what works well on certain types of vehicles and maybe not on others, to help the customers be able to understand what it is they need for the vehicle. We have a great selection. We buy tires from all different kinds of manufacturers, so we can find virtually any brand, and we're more specific to what types of benefits is that customer looking for, what do they need for that specific type of vehicle. Some of the things that we include with our tires, when you buy tires from us, we mount all the tires for free. We have all the tires have a manufacturer's guarantee on them for the life of the tire. So they're guaranteed against defects for as long as you own them. We also include with our tires free tire rotations. So every 6,000 miles you can come in, we'll rotate the tires, which will improve the life of the tires by up to 20%. So that's a big factor. We check the air pressure in the tires at any time. If you bring it in, we do free inspections at any time. Also, one of the big things that we offer, if you buy tires from us, we do a free alignment check on the vehicle when we put the tires on. One of the big problems is you put new tires on, if the alignment is off on the vehicle, you start a wear pattern in the tires that's very difficult to stop. So we would rather be safe than sorry, and we want to check that vehicle to make sure that the tires are going straight down the road when we put them on.
Perfect.
We have lots of things
Oh,
to go with it.
absolutely. Thank you so much. Wow,
bet.
lots of great information. And hopefully everybody gets into Walker Tire before they head out there for their summer vacation.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Well, coming up, we're cooking with Lady Caroline in the Omaha Living Kitchen. That's next.